Welcome to this edition of Carry On. We are talking National Travel and Tourism Week. And what better way to celebrate than here at the Courtyard Marriott with one of our hotel partners. So come along, let's go.
At the Courtyard Marriott, room 141. What? Tara?
Man, welcome, Chef.
What is that, a Cajun accent?
Yeah, I'm working on it. You like it?
I guess. What are we doing here?
Well, it's National Travel and Tourism Week, so, I thought we'd go around the parish, talk about it. You ready?
I guess.
All right, come on. Come on, Chef. Let's go.
Bye, babe. Welcome back. As we stated, we are talking about National Travel and Tourism Week, and I'm so excited because I have two special guests here with me today, Angela Moorhead and Tyler Duplantis of the sales department at Explore Houma. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Okay. Tyler, tell me about your role, your title, and what you do at Explore Houma.
Yeah, so I guess the best way to kind of explain what I do is I sell the experience of coming to our area, so Explore Houma, but as Terrebonne Parish as a whole. So my goal is to meet with operators from around the world. So at my shows, I'm meeting with people from Canada, from France, from Australia.
Wait, other countries?
Yes, they're very excited to come to our area. Yeah, so during our meetings, we talk about all the great things that we have to offer in our area as far as attractions, our hospitality goes, and just the people. The people is what sells the area.
I love that. So what about you, Angela? So you're in sales and convention.
Right. I'm the director of sales. My focus is conventions, events. I'm in sales. I do it all.
She does it all, honey. And wait, you've been with Explore Houma for a long time.
17 years.
17 years.
And I've been in tourism for almost 25 years.
So you've seen it all.
Seen it all, done it all. Started from the bottom.
Now we're here. Okay, so tell me about what you do.
My focus or my niche is the Smurf market, social, military, education, religion, fraternal, religious.
Smurf?
Yes.
Break that down.
It's social, military, education, religious, and fraternal.
Okay.
But but I focus on that, and I also focus on other events. It could be something sports. It could be a huge RV convention or conference.
A RV convention?
Yes. It could be a huge religious event like Jehovah's Witnesses. It could be anything. I do it all. I'm 4 weddings and a funeral, honey. So I do it all. You need rooms, I got you.
I love that.
Venues, I got you.
So you just had a large group, I believe, and speaking of religious, Jehovah's Witness.
Yes.
How did having such a large group fuel tourism in Terrebonne Parish?
Well, at Explore Houma, we're funded with heads and beds, so occupancy tax. So the more people we get here, the more people we can get them to stay, the better we are. I mean, it's not just a lifestyle, it's sustainability. So for us, getting people here, it's important for them to spend the night, et cetera. And with Jehovah's Witnesses, that's a huge group that we have, and they return yearly, which is great.
So they're coming back next year?
They're coming back. We have them. They were here we're in May, so they were here in March. So they'll be back during the summer, and the entire month of July. So it's that economic drive. It's that economic impact. They stay in our hotels. They eat in our restaurant. They're here to enjoy their convention, but they're also helping the economy here in Terrebonne Parish.
Okay, I have another question for you guys, because one thing that I know is most important in National Travel and Tourism Week is highlighting those industry partners, because they help us do what we do in tourism. How do you guys bridge the gap between what you do and what they do?
Well, we work closely with them, and our industry partners are our hoteliers, restaurants, and attractions. But when we have groups that come in, as I was saying earlier, we get with them because we have to get rates, we have to get availability. So we work closely with them to make sure that they can accommodate us and we're not putting them on the spot.
Our industry, all of our partners, they're very accommodating. Like, they're excited for the groups and visitors to be coming to our area. So they'll usually work closely with us in providing with the best rates, providing with the best experience, and making sure that they love whenever they come to the area, which they typically do. So, I mean, we couldn't do our jobs without our partners. I like to explain that we're kind of like the middleman, you know. The operators contact us and then we contact them. So we all work together. It's like an ongoing pyramid.
From both of your point of views, you're getting ready. If there's a group, let's say they're from France, okay? Because we have a lot of the same cultures and traditions as the French, correct? Okay? Yep. They're coming to Houma. They want to do a group tour. Where are you sending them?
I mean, we have some shrimp tours from down the bayou. We have 2 different ones that you can take. One of them, you learn about the shrimping industry, the impacts that's currently going on. You get to see the shrimp boats, the netting. And then the other one is dried shrimp, which a lot of people have never tried or heard of. I usually call it the beef jerky version of shrimp. And you get to see how that process is made once it comes off the boat and then once it gets to those little shrunken shrimp. So those are 2 ones that are kind of like a little further down the bayou. And then we have some more swamp tours you could take. We have 3 different options. Ooh. We have an airboat, a motorboat, and a pontoon boat. It's hard to pinpoint one certain attraction.
Because there's so many.
There's so many.
Angela, I gotta put you in the hot seat now. You're putting together, you have a large group coming. How do you accommodate them?
Where it's important is knowing your product. Who can accommodate? How many they can accommodate? Do they have availability? Get to know what they need, when they need it, how they want it.
That's right.
And it's my job to make sure that we provide what they need, and I do, you know, the best that I can do to get them not just to come that time, but to keep them coming back.
Well, you guys have been awesome. I love hearing so much about Explore Houma sales department as it relates to group tours, sales. It's been amazing. We have so much more to come. Keep watching, and we have more on National Travel and Tourism Week. Okay, so I have to admit, this is nice, you were right. But for those who don't know, what's National Travel and Tourism Week?
Let me tell you. So National Travel and Tourism Week is a week that celebrates our industry partners in the tourism and travel industry.
Okay.
So U.S. Travel Association is to our country what Explore Houma is to Terrebonne Parish. So they promote the United States as a destination. And so every year they really dedicate a week to highlighting those who are essential to the travel industry, which would be our hoteliers, our restaurants, our attractions, people like that that really drive that economic impact to our parish. And so we spend the week thanking them because without them, we couldn't do what we do. So National Travel and Tourism Week it's huge for our industry because it's just simply a thank you to those who do what they do so that we can do what we do.
I like that. So a thank you.
Yes. So to you, our industry partners, our hoteliers, our restaurants, our attractions, we say thank you because you are essential to the travel and tourism industry. All right, we are back at the Courtyard Marriott talking National Travel and Tourism Week. And I am joined by the Director of Sales, Driana Pellegrin. Driana, thanks for joining us. So National Travel and Tourism Week really recognizes our industry partners for all that you do for your essential role in the travel industry. Can you tell me, like, from your perspective, what is it like getting a visitor to come here and working with the Explore Houma team? What is that for you guys?
Well, I feel that Explore Houma makes it easy because you guys, you know, kind of get people to come in. So when they come in, it's our job to kind of show them around, you know, let them know what's going on, that there's so much to do here. They don't have to travel to New Orleans or anywhere else like that, that just right outside of our doorsteps. You know, there's so much to do, whether it's going across the street to an award-winning library, down the road to the military museum, We've got the Mandalay Nature Trail, Annie Miller Swamp Tours, which is the oldest swamp tour in the area.
So fun fact, that was actually the first swamp tour in the state of Louisiana.
That is nice.
So yes, huge for tourism, huge for us to drive those visitors here to the Houma area to see and experience the first swamp tour. So yes, huge.
Yes. Oh, yes. And then there's also just, so much family-friendly things going on. Whether you're coming down for one of the many festivals Houma has to offer, like right outside of our doorsteps this past April, we had Ladybug Ball. Coming up in September, we have Hero Fest. And of course, in October, we've got Rougarou Fest. So there's just so much to do in this area that people really don't realize it.
So when you have a visitor come to you for the first time, what kind of itinerary do you plan for them? Is it, I know it's custom made for each person, but like what's your general rule of thumb when sending them places?
So for me, culture and cuisine is everything here. So typically food is the first thing we talk about, whether it's grabbing something from our local Marquee 23 restaurant, where we offer things like gumbo, pastelaya. DJ Red, don't come for us. Or let's see, we'll send them out, whether it's sending them down the bayou to Sienna's Cajun Kitchen, right down the road to Hebert's Cafe, just different cuisine that we can offer, because food is a love language down here.
Right, and it's influenced by so many different cultures. Like, I know we spin off on that Cajun culture, but it's really influenced by such different varieties like Spanish culture, French culture. Yes. So it's really a melting pot of culture here in Louisiana's Bayou Country, and that's just a unique thing that we get to offer to everyone. So I know that in addition to hosting our guests, you also host different conferences and meetings. Tell us a little bit more about like what kind of parties you host or meetings, and what does that look like for anyone who may be interested?
So we do almost any kind of event back there, whether it's from a baby shower, bridal shower, to a huge convention for any of the local, like our airport group coming up. Just different groups that, come in-house, or, if people are coming in visiting family reunions, graduation celebrations coming up. Summertime's coming up. We have sports teams coming in that just need a place, to get our in-house catering, different things like that.
That's incredible. And I know that you work closely with our sales team. So what would you say, just curious, like what was your biggest event? What was the most memorable one that you may have hosted here?
A lot of them have to do with like Christmas parties. Christmas is always one of our favorite times of the year. There's been times where we've had literally a Christmas party in every room, or, high school reunions are also fun. Just getting to see these people gather and reunite with each other, and, like we said, go back over all the food and just the fun, literally eat, drink, and just be merry here.
Right. All right, so thank you for all that you do. I'm so excited to explore. I got my pamphlets. I'm gonna call my girl Nicole, and we're gonna go see the sights in Louisiana's Bayou Country. Don't go anywhere. right, y'all, we are back and we are cruising down Bayou Black. It is beautiful, it is serene, and I am joined here with Mark from Annie Miller's Swamp Tour. Mark, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So we are on Louisiana's first swamp tour. Mark, can you tell us a little bit about how that impacted the tourism community in Terrebonne Parish?
Well, our tour was started in 1980, but my grandmother was approached in probably late 78, early 79 by the local Chamber of Commerce to drum up tourism area. At that time, the oil field industry was going through a pretty good downturn, and Houma was kind of going downhill pretty quickly. So in order to drum up tourism and interest in the area, they got my grandmother, who was a local trapper and nature activist, to start a tour. And when my grandmother started it, she started with a small little boat, sat one person at a time, eventually expanded to 2 boats that sat 6 people each, and at one time had 4 boats that sat up to 24 people each. So it was really a neat thing to start up in the area.
And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Annie Miller was as fierce as these alligators.
Oh yes.
Is it true that she would catch them?
Oh yeah. Before she did the swamp tours, she was a trapper. She lived off the land. She caught turtles to sell to pet stores. She caught snakes to sell to snake farms. She hunted the alligators. She commercial fished for crabs and shrimp. She even trapped the otter, the muskrat, and the nutria for their fur.
Very cool.
So she was very hands-on and knew what she was doing.
And so at what point did she kind of hand the reins over to you guys? And did y'all do anything to expand or kind of change how it
My dad started in 1987. At that time, he was still working his regular job, so he started off part-time.
Okay.
My dad retired from McDermott at the end of '99, and then he went full-time. So basically, my dad just started his second career in his 50s, and he ended up doing a tour for a total of 34 years.
Wow,
And
okay.
then I started about 6 years ago, another slight downturn in the oil field industry, and I got laid off, and I decided if I didn't make a career change, I was never gonna do it. So I called my dad and told him I was gonna come work with him. He thought I was crazy, and he said he wasn't hiring. I said, well, I'm coming anyway. And it's been great since. You know, I meet people from all over the world.
I was going to say, what would be your favorite part of doing this kind of business?
It's definitely meeting the people.
Yep.
I'd say probably 50% or more of my clients are European.
Really? Okay.
And most of them being French. The French heritage in the area. You know, people come in through New Orleans and come down this way. Love to see the swamps and marshes of the area.
I was going to say, what do you think it is about Terrebonne Parish and Louisiana's Bayou Country that intrigues them so much that they want to come here and experience it?
It's, you know, it is getting out the city. It's getting out into the middle of nowhere. They want to see the swamps. They want to know the culture. They want to know the people. Of course, a lot of people, they haven't seen an alligator. Mm-hmm. So that's also probably what attracts them here the most.
Okay, and so if I'm a first-time visitor, I'm coming on the Annie Miller Swamp Tour, what can I expect to see during my time here?
You know, during the warmer months of the year, I'd say probably late March through about Thanksgiving, the alligators are out. They do hibernate. They sleep away the winters. Another big attraction is our bald eagles. We have bald eagles that we get very close to the boat, great pictures. And the eagles are here from about about the middle of September through about the middle of May. So they're down here for a good 8-9 months out of the year. And basically just the landscape. They want to see the swamp. They want to see the marsh, know the differences, and just see the beauty of it.
That's awesome. And so this week we're talking about National Travel and Tourism Week, which is basically a thank you to all of our industry partners, such as yourself. How would you say, you know, we bridge that gap? So we bring visitors in, you entertain visitors. How do you think that affects Terrebonne Parish as far as economic impact?
Oh, it helps everybody. I mean, from the hotel industry, the restaurant industry, the tax dollars that it generates. I think goes hand in hand with everything. You know, prior in the 80s, you know, when I was in grade school, high school, they didn't have all the stuff we have here now. They didn't have all the hotels we have, the restaurants. Home has boomed since then. So it's definitely generated a lot of income and helped out the city, that's for sure.
Well, it has been great talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing your insight. Think we can see some gators?
Oh yes, definitely.
All right, well, let's go see a gator. All right, y'all, so at this point, we've spoken to our Explore Houma sales team on how we get visitors in. We've spoken to our hotel and our attraction partners on what happens when visitors are here. And now I want to talk a little bit more about how that impacts our community. So joining me today is Cohen Guidry to talk a little bit more about tourism impact. Cohen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So can you explain a little bit more about the travel and tourism industry and how it has a direct impact on Terrebonne Parish?
Well, the great thing is when you bring people in from the outside, that's additional dollars that weren't here. It's not generated here, but it stays here. And for every dollar it's spent in the parish, it rolls over 7 times before it makes its way out of the parish. So that's direct dollars into the parish. Not only that, but there's for 5.5% of sales tax, that generation goes straight to local parish governments that do projects here, that fix the local roads, not the DOT roads, and do other projects that we have to do here in the parish and run them.
Wouldn't you say that because of the state and local sales tax that these visitors spend in Terrebonne Parish, it saves each household annually? Can you elaborate more on that?
It does. By the money that they contribute and put into or contribute to in the economy, just in Terrebonne Parish, it'll save each household somewhere in the neighborhood of $325 annually of what they pay on their property taxes and things such as that. So, you know, it's helpful. It helps the local people. We should embrace people. I know, you know, I try to. When I meet somebody that's here, I always try to stop and say, well, where are you from? How are the people here treating you? And a lot of them will come to you and say, well, where do you want to go? And I said, go out to Highway 24 and go to the visitor center to explore Houma. They got all the cool stuff, and they can send you around on the Crawfish Trail and the cool things that you guys do over there. So
yeah, because people don't realize it's a multiplier effect, right? People come in, then they go to our hotels, they go to our attractions, they go to our restaurants. Right. So it's constantly boosting our economy to the point where we are creating jobs for the tourism industry, or because of the tourism industry, right, should I say. All right, Cohen, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all of your knowledge on tourism impact.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and so remember to keep Terrebonne beautiful. Remember that tourism and travel is essential for Terrebonne Parish's economic impact, and love where you live.